Birmingham. And then as we moved on a little further, it was Long Beach with Ryan Hunter-Reay getting the win. And big news, Ryan Hunter announced the announcement that he will be in the IZOD IndyCar for the rest of the season. Dr. Pepper has come on board as well. And speaking of the points leader, Will Power, he's going to start on point. He's with Rick DeBrule.
Well, there are many racetracks you can go to where you can talk about the Penske curse, but Will Power, this is one racetrack where Penske's won every pole but never won the race. Is it a real curse? I mean, did you do, like, you know, voodoo dolls or any special things last night?
Yes, I have, Rick. But no,
but you're not going to tell us about those strange things.
No, but yeah, I became aware of it this weekend after I got pole, the Penske curse. But man, you know, I think just a good, clean race, and we can get that Verizon car up there and break it.
Is it safety in numbers? You got 3 guys this time to pull this off.
That's right, but you know, motorsport, you know, anything can happen. You know, yellows can fall any time, but you know, we're looking for a Penske car to win.
All right, let's talk about the fact that at this racetrack, Penske tied a record, a modern record, 8 consecutive poles, 1 more, and they could actually get the record. But would you rather trade the pole record or a victory here today?
I think you know the answer. I just would love a victory here.
All right, Will Power once again looking forward to what may be a breaking of the Penske curse.
Well, so nobody's broken his hold on the top spot on the points. Take a look at the 2 in white. Remember now, we also have a road course championship, the Mario Andretti road course champion and the A.J. Foyt oval champion. You see there that it is Power leading on the road courses, Scott Dixon on the ovals, and on down through. And notice then who's in 6th place? Tony Kanaan. Remember, in fact, just 1 race ago, Tony Kanaan picked up the win, breaking the Ganassi and Penske streak.
Tony Kanaan hoping to break his string of bad luck at this racetrack.
Here comes Tony Kanaan. Kanaan will challenge for the lead. Kanaan now trying to make it interesting. And the battle falls now to Elio Castroneves. Tony Kanaan, he'll make it look easy as he gets past Elio.
For Michael Andretti, this could be a big shift of momentum.
For the first time in 2 years, Tony Kanaan has the 7-Eleven car back in victory lane.
For winning on the short oval at Iowa, to the lefts and rights in the rolling hills of Watkins Glen, Tony Kanaan, I know you weren't happy with your race car in practice and qualifying, but it was much better in the morning warm-up. What changed?
Well, I can't tell you what changed, but definitely when you go half a second quicker in warm-up than your qualifying time, Vince, I think that is something wrong. So thank God we found it, and you know, it was a frustrating day because we actually haven't been qualifying well this year, but we've been racing really good. So places like this, I'm just going to have a lot of extra work, but the car felt great today, so we'll try to do it 2 in a row.
You're the veteran of this team. You've been on the podium here twice, although you've not won here. Yet you've really leaned on your teammates this weekend. I know you walked the track with Ryan Hunter-Reay before the weekend started. What are you looking to gain from that time with Ryan out here on foot?
Well, Ryan won the race here, so probably he came from a different team. When he won the race here, he was in a different team. So his experience, I wanted to know his feedback. Although I'm the veteran, I'm still learning. And, you know, Marco helped me out of his setup. I mean, I kind of went to his car, some similarities on the cars from yesterday to today. So I was just trying to learn from the kids, man. I mean, you're always learning.
Tony Kanaan, he rolls off 13th today. Marty needs to make something happen at the start.
Well, he's only won back-to-back once in his career, back in 2007. How about Danica Patrick? She's coming off a rough week last week at Loudon, New Hampshire. Her 4th run in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. That's early in the race when Morgan Shepherd gets into her, turns her around, and doing what every NASCAR driver does these days, goes up and lets Morgan know she wasn't happy about it. She ended up finishing 30th, 5 laps down. Let's hear from her now, from Jamie Little.
Well, Danica, it's been the ultimate test the last 2 weeks. You were in your IndyCar on an oval. Then last week you were in your NASCAR Nationwide Series stock car. Now you're on a road course in your IndyCar. What have the last 2 weeks been like for you?
Well, gosh, I have to say thanks to everybody, all my sponsors, GoDaddy and Bob Parsons, for keeping the faith, because I know I haven't really been up there, and it's been challenging, and the road courses in general in IndyCar have been challenging for me. There are just so many good drivers now that it's just really hard. And then in stock cars, I can't believe how much it feels like it's my first time in a car. Everything is so new, everything from what happens under a yellow to how to turn it on. So gosh, it's just been new, but I am learning a lot. And contrary to what it looks like, I'm getting better on the road courses. Just everybody's so good that, you know, it's going to take a lot.
Now, we saw you yesterday in qualifying. You qualified 21st. This morning's warm-up didn't seem to be that much quicker. What have the issues been here?
You know, that's the hardest thing, I think, is that the car doesn't feel that bad. I'm just not there. And, you know, probably one of the tough spots for me is up at the bus stop. They're all, you know, carrying a lot of speed through there. And I'm just like, whoa, you mean don't lift? That's what it looks like to me on the speed trace. So no, it's all right. You know, last year we were much better off, and we do have a different car. But that's the thing, is you have to evolve with the tires, with the track. Everything changes. So, you know, it's like almost like starting over every year. So, you know, we just haven't really hit it this weekend, and you know, it doesn't mean we can't do well in the race. This is more of our strong suit anyway, so you know, we always have good strategy, and you know, race pace will be there.
Well, coming into Watkins Glen, she has a string of 3 top 10 finishes. Marty?
All right, thanks, Jamie. And the 41-year-old Paul Tracy back in the car. He's in the number 24, subbing for the injured Mike Conway. Flash back to Indianapolis. What a reversal of fortunes for these two drivers.
Paul Tracy on the bubble. Keep in mind that he withdrew a 4-lap average of 223.892.
Final precious minutes at Indy.
Not fast enough.
Wow, what a gamble. And it doesn't pay off.
The Indianapolis 500 is now green. You've got Mike Conway leading the Indianapolis 500 for the first time in his career. Oh, we've got a crash. Oh, wicked crash involving 2 cars at least. Let's bring Scott Goodyear back in now, because you've had a chance to talk to Mike Conway. He's over in England recuperating.
Spoke to him at his home there. He's with his family recovering, and his family was at Indianapolis when he crashed, so he said that was very comforting to him. A lot of injuries with a broken back and also a broken leg. His brace is off his back right now. He's still going through therapy. He is swimming in the pool. That is taking its toll just on getting used to that sort of thing, he said. And also his leg cast is coming off. They're checking out all the pins and the screws that are in there. A lot of damage to his left leg. He has to have a cast put back on that. He wants to drive again. Says, man, it's tough to watch somebody else driving your car. He'd like to be back later in the season. He's going to have to be cleared by the doctors, by the Indy Racing League, and also his insurance before that can happen.
He's talked about Sonoma, but the team is saying they're doubting that that's going to happen. Now, as you can see, drivers have already strapped in, so you know what that means? When we come back to Watkins Glen, it will be time to fire the engines and get this race started for 60 laps of racing in this beautiful countryside.
ESPN's coverage of the IZOD IndyCar Series at Watkins Glen on ABC, presented by IZOD, the official apparel sponsor of the IZOD IndyCar Series, available at Macy's. Mother's Polish. There's no shine like Mother's. And the Mitsubishi Lancer. It's different for a reason.
Watkins Glen International race fans, are you ready? It's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome Regional Vice President at Camping World, Kevin Bostrom, as he gives the command.
Okay, on behalf of Camping World, drivers, start your engines.
Talked about at the top of the broadcast how beautiful a day it really is. Let's show you the statistics, and here you can see 87 degrees, track temperature at 130, and only 36% humidity. When we come back, we'll take you on a tour of Watkins Glen International, and we'll go racing. That's the beautiful view from high above Watkins Glen. Let's give you a tour of this 3.4-mile layout.
Beautiful upstate New York. Marty, here is a favorite track for all the drivers in the IndyCar series. It was one of my favorite tracks when I got a chance to race here in sports cars. 3.37 miles around. Very tough because of the blind corners and the hills. Turn 1, a great passing opportunity coming down there in 160 miles an hour as we ride along now with Scott Dixon. Watch the Firestone telemetry on the right-hand side. The speed goes